Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday night. It's been a beautiful day. It's a beautiful night. It's nice. For some places it's been raining. It's been cloudy, but it's still pretty good. Um, so uh, about a month ago, I posted on the Facebook page. I posted a picture of NFL 2K5, just letting everyone know that I was working on an idea with the draft order. And then about a couple weeks ago, I posted, as you see on the chart right over here, on this little slideshow over here. That's excuse me. Um, it was a sneak peek of what's going on. A lot of time and effort been put in this. Decided to share this with you. So started out creating us into the game. 12 QBs, 100 overall, 99s across the board. Um, Took control of all 32 teams, played with the settings, set at 15 minutes, played with the injuries to where injuries were all the way to the end. I'm not saying like injuries won't happen, they will. And some of the stuff that I've been doing, they like there's been a few injuries here and there, but it's not a significant amount. But it's still all of us weren't injured basically, so we were still pretty good. Um, so took control of 32 teams. And then I decided whoever's the first, I'm going to use the first 12 teams to pop up for the fantasy draft and then just go in order from the name that appears first all the way down to the bottom here. So as you can see on the slideshow here, that Powell, he's with the Ravens. Wichman's with the Panthers. Braun is with the Chiefs here. I'm with the Titans. Tony is with the Buccaneers. Stevie here is with the Bills. Andy's with the Rams. Dan is with the Eagles. Josh is with the Steelers. Chris is with the Cowboys. Kyle is with the Texans. And Larry is with the Packers. But he was originally the Patriots, which I will explain down the road here. So once I got I put everyone on those teams. I made sure that all of us. I went through each team. I put the worst players on on the computer teams that I was gonna on the teams that weren't us, and then I put all the good players on our teams. So had to pay close attention because it doesn't show the summary for it; it just goes right into the next one. So it's kind of memorizing the last team and then going in. That way, like none of the players uh, were kind of like we get bad players basically. So now, I also, when doing this, once it reached the end, it started back to the beginning. It's one of those fixed drafts. So, with the fixed draft, if you don't know, that just means that it starts over with the Eagles. Like in this case, it would start over at pick number one. Whoever had pick one to start, it would go back. So they'd get a majority of the good players. And doing simulations, you do simulations, that team would win every single time, which I didn't want. No offense to Dan, because he was the number one pick in this in like doing the fantasy draft, but I did not want a. I just didn't want one person winning the whole entire thing. So I try to make it like a snake draft, which it goes 1 to 12 and then 12 to 1. 1 to 12, 12 to 1. You all know. So I basically flip flop the order. So in this case, 12th pick would have been Matt Wichman. I did trades between the two, so to make it look every even round to make it look uh, like a snake draft. So and then doing simulations, um, so many different teams won the Super Bowl, so many different stats like players when it came to stats were different. So I'm like, okay, made this even as possible, so we don't know who's gonna win. I like that. So now, like I said, I tested. Once I got all that done, I tested simulating the season. Once I simulated the season, checked the standings, not all of us made the playoffs. And so the only person that did make the playoffs in this case was Larry. And then when when I looked at the standings, only one division didn't have us in it, and uh, which then it made me count like how many teams. So we had 7 AFC 5 NFC. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to take Larry. So I took a wheel, got those 14s basically in that wheel, and then spun it and it laid it on the Packers. So I traded Larry's Patriots all the way, like Larry that was on the Patriots, all of their good players to the Packers there. And then doing simulations, everyone made the playoffs, so it's like, okay, this will be good. I do have the overalls for the teams. The only way to see them is like during the weekly schedule. So like you go to click play game, and then your two teams will pop up. It'll show the overalls. The overalls they go by is offense, defense, and then overall, like team overall. Now, you would think that when doing this, that with all the good players, that all of us would have 100 overalls, 100 overall offense, defense, and then team overall. But that is not the case. Surprisingly, that is not the case. So I'll So a majority of us did get the 100 overalls across the board, and those were the Eagles, the Bills, the Ravens, the Texans, the Bucks, the Packers, Cowboys, Steelers, and Panthers. All those guys, all of you guys that have those teams, hundreds overall, 100 offense, defense, and team overall. Now, there is a few that didn't. However, they're weird. It's weird. So the Rams have 100 overall offense, but 98 defense, but still counts as 100 overall for the team overall. Meanwhile, the Chiefs have a 97 offense, 100 overall defense, and a 99 team overall. And then the Titans have 100 overall offense, a 95 defense, and a 98 overall. So I thought that was interesting. I thought that was weird. But so once that's done, so next, now I mentioned the simulating part. So in this, we're just going to simulate through the season. However, for the first week of the season, believe it or not, when you go to click on the game and things, it does give you an option for a GameCast mode. So with the GameCast, what we're going to do is we're just going to watch the first quarter. We just want to see how our teams do, watch the first quarter for each one, and then simulate the rest of the game, just see the scores and things like that. And then I'll simulate to about halfway through the season. We'll check everything just to check things, and then I'll simulate to the end of the season and so on. Now, you're probably wondering at this point, we got to the point, it's like, okay, wait, I don't see the idea. Is there an idea for this? Is it just simulating? Not necessarily, okay, not necessarily. So, and to help with this, I'm going to go away here from the camera. This Excel spreadsheet will try to explain some things. So on the left, you have the teams. So everyone with their team and the name to the left. Let's see here. Yep, so it shows all the team names here. And then over the top here, hopefully it's easy to see for you guys. On the top here is the categories that we're going to use to determine, excuse me here, that these are the stats that like measure the QBs in this game. So in this case, we're going to go over the QB rating. It's just going to be rating the completion percentage, since everyone can have different completions and things like that. The passing yards, passing touchdowns, interceptions, sacks, wins placement, which is wins during the regular season and placement during the playoffs. Rush yards, rushing touchdowns. So awards, which will be like the minor and major awards, which I'll explain here shortly, and then the total. Now, all of this, we're going to be using a point system. So, if you got the best in that category, you're going to get 12 points, and then the second best will be 11, then 10, all the way down to 1. Now, if you are we'll be using this for the regular season, we'll use this for the playoffs as well. Now, if you are the best in that category, like I said, you get 12 points. Okay. So now, if both teams happen to get the same amount in that, so in this case, we'll use wins, for example. Let's just say Dan here and Stevie here both get 15 wins, and Matt Powell gets 14 wins. So Dan and Stevie would both get 12 points. However, Powell would get 10 points, if that makes sense. Kind of like a 12, 11, 10. But since they're the same, they get 12. But and then it'll go down to 10, and the same amount of wins, you get the same amount of points basically. But you're also counting to where some people could have 12 points, then 10 points, and then it could jump down to 6 points or whatever. Um, so we'll use this for 9 of the 10 categories. So from rating here all the way to rushing touchdowns. Now for the awards, it's going to be a little different. So for the awards, I was talking major and minor. Minor awards are going to be worth 1 point. So the minor awards in this game I count as like your weekly awards. So in this game, you get player of the week. You get a point for that. So and they do show for NFC and AFC, so there's a chance you can walk away with a couple points here. Then we do that for weeks 1 through 17. We'll tally those up. Those will also be used in the wild card round as well. So you get player of the week for wild card as well, and leading into the Super Bowl and stuff like that. So I consider those minor. Now the major ones are going to be like the season awards. So like the MVP, excuse me. So like MVP, offensive player, like rookie of the year, rookie of the year, rushing title, things like that. Super Bowl MVP, you'll get points for that. Those are going to be worth 5 points. All right. Now there is an option for a 10-point one here. If you get a perfect season, I'm not talking regular season, I'm talking regular season and playoffs. When you get to the regular season, you won't get those 10 points. You have to go complete it. You got to win the Super Bowl too. So far, when I've done a bunch of simulating the tests, nobody has done that yet. One person has gotten close, made it all the way to the semis, the championship games, basically, before like the one before the Super Bowl, and have gotten close, but nobody's gotten the 10 points. So after that, after the scoring's done, so we'll simulate through the regular season with these points. We'll start with the regular season. We'll tally up those points. At the end, we'll go through everything. Then we'll do the playoffs. Now, playoffs, I will go over when we get there. When I do the video for, because there'll be another video coming doing it for like the draft day, the draft order video. And we'll explain how those points will get over there. But basically, I'll keep it short, is the team that has the most points after the regular season playoffs, add them all together, the team that has the most points will get the number 1 pick, second most, second pick, third most, third, all the way down to 12. So that's the idea. It's going to be a lot of fun. I tested this a couple times. I thought it was a blast doing this, and simulations have been different. Sometimes I've had it where people have just taken it by storm, like just they run away with the thing. Sometimes it's been close. So, I mean, that's what I like to see when doing this. We're doing this here, and just trying to keep it fair in the interest of fairness, but also keep it fun. Now I'll post this on the Facebook page, obviously, but I wanted to before I sign off here, I wanted to discuss what I'm going to do here. Now, a while ago, because I know a lot of people don't use Facebook much anymore. They're busy. But they want to, or some people don't have a Facebook, but they want to see the content. They want to see the videos. But sometimes when I try to do the videos and I try to send them those like hour-long videos, it doesn't work. There's a problem. It's too large. I have to cut it into little tiny bits, and it just makes it a hassle. So trying to come up with an idea, that I thought could be beneficial for everyone here. And uh, the situation I've come up with is YouTube. I wanted to post these videos to YouTube, and I wanted to give it an equal opportunity so everyone to see it and be able to watch the content and participate along. I just want to hear your guys' thoughts on it because this is I feel like it would be a positive thing, like where it's okay for YouTube and things, and like I said, be beneficial. But I am curious to hear your thoughts. But I also, and just in case they do say yes, I just want to be prepared. Is I've been working on this little thing, so I'm slowly working on trying to edit videos, but also work with some uh, getting some practice, trying to work with somebody to post out these videos, trying to hopefully better quality and better uh, formats and things. So um, I would like to do that. I'm just curious, like I said, to know what you guys think. If you have any questions, please ask away, man. I'd love to hear your questions. Love to try to answer them for you, try to solve them, or even if you have any questions, if everyone's got an answer that they want to chime in, go ahead, dude. Do it. Go for it. Have some fun with it. Um, but yeah, so but that's all I had today. So far, when I did ask about YouTube, I did get one. Yeah, I'm down for that, and I know like and another person that's in it. We're like, yes, like I know me and my friend would like to see that. So I'm getting, like I said, curious to hear what you guys have to say. So um, that's all I had. We'll talk to you guys soon. Yeah, and we'll go from there. So peace out, guys.